Hey everybody, welcome back. Review a Day, episode number 160. I'm Leland Brungar, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm very excited to be here today because the film I'm reviewing for you guys is the newest film from director Hayao Miyazaki. His newest film is called Ponyo. Hayao Miyazaki, if you aren't familiar with him, you're lucky because you're going to be able to discover a bunch of pretty amazing films. Hayao Miyazaki, for me, is... I consider him to be one of the greatest living directors, animation or live action. He's really made some truly special films. Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. Just so many great animated films. Castle in the Sky is another really great one. And if you're familiar with his films, you're going to feel very at home here with Ponyo. It's kind of a retelling of The Little Mermaid, that classic story, this time set in Japan. And this film has a great cast of voice actors. You got Tina Fey, Cate Blanchett, Matt Damon, Frankie Jonas. It's fun. It's a lot of really great voice actors. Cloris Leachman, Lily Tomlin, Betty White. Great. Liam Neeson is in this movie. And it's about this young goldfish named Ponyo, whose father is kind of the king of the ocean. She wants to be like a regular human and spend time with this young boy she meets who takes care of her. This young boy, in kind of classic Miyazaki tradition, his parents are a little bit distant. He's often on his own, kind of in a doing his own thing and everything like that. Ponyo comes out of the water. Her father is trying to get her back. A tsunami kind of happens because of that, and a bunch of really magical shit happens. You know, I discovered Miyazaki a couple of years back, and I remember watching like every single one of his movies, and it really felt like watching The Wizard of Oz again for the first time. I grew up watching The Wizard of Oz over and over again. There's something I love so much about those stories about average people kind of being thrown into these magical circumstances and seeing how a regular person kind of reacts to all of that. And I was a little bit dubious going into Ponyo. You know, I thought the movie looked much more aimed at younger audiences. It looked more like My Neighbor Totoro, and I prefer Spirited Away. Like that's the Miyazaki I really love. But Miyazaki, he hit it out of the park again. The guy gets film and he gets animation and he knows how to make a great film. I mean, every single second of this movie is absolutely gorgeous. It was reminiscent of watching Up, one of my favorite films of the summer so far, which every single frame of that movie also was gorgeous. When you're dealing in animation, it's so great to see someone use animation and actually do something with it. Not just tell a story, but make it. You know, it's animated, so Hayao Miyazaki makes every single frame of every single film he makes pretty much the most beautiful frame he can, and it comes across in this film. You know, I don't think any Hayao Miyazaki film is complete without the score from Joe Hisaishi, his score for this film is really just gorgeous and terrific. There's an intro to the film, kind of a title cue card intro with these really beautiful painted drawn images with a very classical, lyrical opera song. I don't know if Joe Hisaishi wrote that or not. I'm assuming he did because he did the score. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I think that's what you're going to take away from this film. You're going to walk away being like, wow, that was a really beautiful film. And I was also kind of dubious, will Hayao Miyazaki be able to show me something in this film that I haven't seen before? Because, I mean, he's done some really crazy stuff. Howl's Moving Castle, it's full of stuff that I've never seen before, and he did it again with this film. There's so many great moments. When the tsunami comes, all the water level rises, and there's all these great shots of underwater where it's basically roads and trees, but there's like fish swimming around, and it's pretty amazing how much detail is packed into every single frame. Like all the animals and fish that he gets into every single shot. It is really a lot of fun to watch. This is a epic, classic love story. It feels like the type of films Disney used to make, but have kind of abandoned. I think Ponyo is right up there with some of the best Pixar movies. Hayao Miyazaki is really a talent and a great director to behold. If you haven't seen any of his films before, you're lucky. If you've seen Ponyo and you weren't quite sure about it, I highly recommend it. I give Ponyo a 4.5 out of 5. I give it a 4.5 because I don't think it's Miyazaki's best film, but even a lesser Hayao Miyazaki film is probably one of the better films of the years. I loved this movie. Go check it out. If you guys like my review, make sure to head over to nitpickit.com or Dampercast and check out the podcasts I do. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.